All I have to say about this episode is the finale had better be packed, jam-packed, with drama, with suspense, with tears, shouting, screaming, kissing, Anne and Anne making out for 1 hour. I need it. That is what needs to happen in the finale. I just need some release from this show because the suspense has been dragged out this entire season and it is time for it to explode. And I thought we might get a little bit of that explosion in episode 7, but we didn't. And I am just hoping the finale taps back into that episode 3 magic. That was a good time. Hi guys, welcome to a video. And in today's video, I'm just going to be reviewing episode 7 of season 2 of Gentleman Jack. I actually quite like this episode. I found it really interesting, and it may have felt like not a lot happened in this episode, but in fact a lot happened, just at a much slower pace. Even though this episode was quite heavily based around business and legal drama, we can see in this episode how that intertwines with Anne's personal life. And I've been saying this for a few episodes, but it's something's got to give at some point, and I am pinning all my hopes on this finale. I am. Woof. But let's get into it. So, the episode starts with Mr. Washington heading over to see the Priestleys, who want to talk about the recent evictions and the division of the Walker estate. Of course, Anne Lister suspects that the Priestleys had something to do with the fake marriage announcement mocking her and Anne Walker, and so the relationship between the Annes and the Priestleys is very tense. Of course, the resentment towards Anne Lister and the Annes being together has already been well established this season, but you can really feel the depth of that resentment in this episode from beginning to end. A lot of episode 7 revolves around the division of the Walker estate and the social impact of the evictions that were set in motion last episode, which has made the Annes even more unpopular. Mr. Sutherland is really dragging his feet with signing the papers and is just a total prick this episode. He suspects Anne Lister is influencing Anne Walker and he does not care for it one bit. This really kind of spills over at the end of this episode, but we'll get to that later. I have to say, we had another great fashion moment this episode with Anne Walker in that pink getup and Anne Lister looking very dapper. They look quite the pair and I appreciated that very much. There's also some light-hearted moments this episode with Mr. Washington and the Annes attempting to teach Sunday school. I thought it was interesting how Anne Lister was called Sir by accident when she was teaching, because it highlights how ingrained the association between outward presentation and sex was in that period. And if we compare it to today's attitudes, we can see that actually very little has changed. I feel like Anne Lister would make an incredible teacher and role model for girls with her forward thinking and her confidence. Speaking of confidence, you can really see how Anne Lister has shaped Anne Walker and taught her to take more control and stand up for herself, which is so enjoyable to watch. It's one of the more positive aspects of their relationship. We are also blessed with yet another Anne and Anne massage scene, and this time it is followed by a kiss, which I enjoyed. I do wish that it had lasted longer, but I'll take it. I will take the crumbs that we are given. I will. We have been starved this season. I feel like we've been starved of Anne and Anne this season, so it's just so nice to receive a drop of water in this oasis. Now, the end of this episode, like I said, the heat is really turned up with Mr. Sutherland writing to Mr. Parker to tell him in plain words that Anne Lister is an unsavoury character and has unnatural motives. He also spins it to make it seem like Anne Lister's actions are somehow related to Mr. Parker, and we can see how this sets Mr. Parker thinking. You can really sense the bitterness through Mr. Sutherland's words in this letter, and all of this may potentially cause a lot of trouble for the Annes, who already have a lot stacked against them. So, like I said earlier, I feel like the season 2 finale should be tightly packed with high drama, because this whole season has just been a volcano waiting to erupt. Oh, but we'll have to wait and see. Okay guys, if you've seen episode 7, let me know what you thought of it down in the comments section below. If you're a lesbian, if you're a woman who is partial to top hats and other women, come and join the Sapphic Underground Club. Just come and join the club because you get to support this content. Yeah, and you get to join the Sapphic Underground Discord, which is, it's a little lesbian community where you can just be yourself. You can just enter into the chaos that is the lesbian Discord. Sometimes I feel like it might have been a mistake, but other times I'm madly in love. And that is what the ladies say about me. Okay, don't forget to subscribe for instant disappointment, and I'll see you guys soon. Bye.